Hello and welcome to the Dex's Duo. Oh, fuck's sake, I fucked it up already. We're doing so well.
Did you forget the name? I did that earlier in the rehearsal, so that's why I said you should do it.
Well,
and then you forgot.
In. We'll leave that in. That can be our little fucking. Okay, try that.
You want to try again?
We'll try again. I would just leave it recording. It's fine.
Oh God.
Me. Welcome to the Deviant Duo podcast. With your hosts, we have two title holders. We have the wonderful Quincy, European Handler 2022, and me, who owns a blue badge. So, I don't know, who's the better title holder out of the two of us? I'm not sure.
Oh God, I'm never going to get rid of that title, am I really? Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's European Handler 2022. I'm like, oh God, I do have a name.
That was a whole 4 years ago.
Is it? No, it's nearly 4 years. So it was in May because Darklands moved up. Well, Darklands moved that year, didn't it?
Yes, they did.
So I had the lovely hot weather where we were all dying in leather and latex in 20-degree weather. I think they actually put air conditioning in that year instead of heating. But yeah, we were all sweltering and dying. We had the small little puppy area that was on the adjacent to the market, which was open on two sides, which just felt very exposed.
Yep.
It was so it will be 4 years in a month or two really when this podcast goes out. So it's been a long while, but somehow that's the only thing that seems to be relevant about me.
Of course,
I'm only relevant.
No, God,
I'm only relevant because I had a title.
I remember that year because that was the year where I got like my first bits of leather. So I got my leather. I got my leather trousers from the secondhand market, and I can't remember his name, but there was a guy that he was also having a browse, and he was like, "Oh, the best way to see if they'll fit is to hold the side of the trousers and then put them around your neck. And if it touches comfortably around the back of your neck, they'll fit." So I done that, and I found a pair, and I was like, okay. He was like, okay, now try them on. So I tried them on, and dude was right. Like, they fit perfectly. And then I got my leather shirt from Mr. Regalio. And I think I also got fingerless leather gloves from Mr. S.
Oh, no, you didn't. I
did. I used them as driving gloves.
Not the fingerless ones.
I used them as driving gloves. I used them as driving gloves because, my little arthritic hands... they really need the extra grip on the steering wheel, and it really does help. So they do. Yeah, I remember. So I had finished buying everything by, I think that would have been the Saturday, and then it was the Sunday. I was going to the day festival in full leather. Sunday. Yeah, literally walked into the venue. The heat hit me, and I just instantly went because it was like, God, I want to say it was like a 5-day hangover at that point. And I was just like, absolutely fucking not. I'm not doing this today.
Well, because most of the time we're all drinking outside, weren't we? Because we were so hot that everyone was just drinking. But we weren't drinking soft drinks or anything sensible because the price of water at Darklands.
And they ran out.
Is a lot of money. And they did run out as well.
They ran out of water.
So everyone was drinking like vodka cokes or beer. Mainly it was beer, wasn't it? Because that's mostly what they sell. Or the odd cider. So everyone was drinking that. So we were all absolutely smashed by the Sunday. I can't remember much of Saturday, to be honest. Sunday I did recover a bit. But yeah, because it was my first Darklands. So I think I went a bit too heavy in straight away. Yeah. I sort of fucked up by the Sunday. Even though I still had to do a performance and everything else and get on stage and then find out that I've been elected for something that will never somehow surpass me for the rest of my life, which I'm quite happy when I meet new people and they go, "Who are you?" And I go, "Oh, I can introduce myself in a way that I don't have to." And then they follow me on Instagram and then find out that I was an ex-title holder, then it all goes downhill. But that's a different question. I've just realised how long we've been recording for now? It feels like 10 minutes, but I don't.
5 minutes.
A whole 5 minutes. Oh, that's not as long as
whole 5 minutes.
We actually chatted a lot before this, didn't we? Because we were just planning and getting everything sorted, and we just keep going off track every moment. We kept going. We should have recorded this.
Of course.
Should have recorded this. So it feels like we've been chatting for a bit longer, but we're 5 minutes in, and we haven't actually explained why we're on here.
Yeah, that sounds about right. No, because we have been on this call for 2 hours now. And
2 hours.
A whole 5.5 minutes of that is us actually recording for the podcast.
I think also of that 2 hours, we were actually just chatting shit. Most of the time, about 80% of it was chatting shit.
Yeah, 80% chatting shit, 20% refining last minute details. And
going for pee breaks.
Yes, literally. Because one of us drank too much peach iced tea.
And someone's on the Pepsi as usual. So we both got bladders full.
Don't know what I would do without my peach iced tea. So
I was wondering where that was going to go, but let's go with the peach iced tea.
Yeah. So why are we doing the Deviant Duo? Why are we doing this? Why now? Why?
Because we've got nothing better to do.
Literally.
We're bored at home and we went, fuck yeah. We went, fuck it. Everyone else is doing a podcast now again. Let's just do it again because there's nothing better to do.
Yeah.
And we don't have money to go to events much anymore.
Literally.
That's pretty much the answer, wasn't it? So was that too real?
Darklands bankrupt me. No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was leaving Darklands that bankrupted me, but that's my own fault. That's my poor last minute flight decisions. But yeah, so why are we actually doing this show? What is the whole point of the Deviant Duo?
We talked about this for quite a little while because we both had our own podcasts a little while ago now, I think.
Yes.
Time is funny. Time is wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. But yeah, we did a podcast a few years ago. We both pulled back from it, and then we've been chatting on and off. I've been a bit busy. You've been a bit busy. We've both had our own projects. And then we sort of met each other at Darklands and went, well, let's have a chat about this. Yeah. And then my schedule opened up and we went, no, I think we can do something here because you're very proactive. We're both people who like to investigate, I would say. We like to educate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that we sort of feel that there needs to be something that's sort of educational, something that's a bit community-based, but also, as you probably know by 7 minutes in, we're chaotic as hell. And it's just hilarious. And we just chat shit for most of the time. There might be a bit of education, but we're generally just chaotic people.
Yeah.
And we just want to do something that just brings a bit of fun and brings a bit of all the elements that we feel that the community could deal with. Fun, education, and the people that make a community, really. I think, I don't know if I explained that in a wibbly wobbly way or I explained that in a coherent way, but
I'd say that was fairly
I think that's a good answer.
Like, just to kind of summarize it, it's a podcast focused on the chaos of two Kinksters, where we talk about the community, we talk about education, how to do kink safely, and how you, the listener, can get involved with the community or your own education for kink. So it's mainly a bit of fun. It is going to be a little bit educational here and there. We are going to be interviewing some kind of fun people. There's an opportunity for you, the listener, to get involved too. So it's all just a bit of fun.
I mean, where are they getting involved? On social media?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
See, you just need to use your imagination. Imagination. Oh, God, that was a South Park episode. Not a fan of South Park.
I don't mind South Park. It's not something that I turn on. I generally, in our household, it's The Simpsons, or what we're currently on is Two Broke Girls at the moment.
That's a good show.
It's a very good show.
Is it Kat Dennings? Is that her name?
Oh, I don't know the actresses. Don't ask me those questions. I'm not. I sort of just watch it because it's on.
I know her last name's Dennings. No, she's incredible. She was also in the Thor movies.
Yes, it is Kat Dennings.
It is Kat Dennings. Yeah, see, I know my queens.
You do. She is. If anyone hasn't watched it, it's really hilarious. There is quite a bit of queer coded in there as well, which is really good, fun to watch. And it is just a really funny thing to just put on in the background, and it's less, I'll say, less slapstick and bit more general day comedy. Does that make sense? It's something that you could go, oh, I'd walk into that diner, or I'd walk there and I would hear that and I'd find it funny. It's all of those moments put together in episodes, really, would you say? Or,
yeah, so it's kind of weird because I imagine it as kind of like the sitcom version of a slice of life anime, if you've ever watched one of them. Personally, I prefer the isekai animes, but that's just me. Absolute fucking weeb. But yeah, it's a good one. Like me and my flatmate, we've watched quite a few episodes of that now, and we enjoyed that. My usual go-to, if I'm just like, if I'm working, I usually have like Grey's Anatomy on in the background, because I quite like Grey's Anatomy. I like my medical dramas.
Yeah, I used to like Bones. Bones was my favorite.
See, Bones is one that I haven't actually watched. I know, shocking.
I know,
because I know it has. I just Angel from Buffy. That's the one he's in, right?
I think so, yeah. I just find it interesting because instead of it being all detective and someone's recently died, it does a lot of the anthropological approach, which is something that you don't actually hear of or see, and I think it gave a lot of light to that sort of community. And as being a scientist myself, I was like really fascinated with how much you could tell from very little. It's a very interesting approach to crime. It did sort of go a bit off the rails later on in the seasons. It got a bit too much true crime than anthropological. Oh God, bloody hell! I can't speak now. Anthropological. There we go. Yeah. And say that 10 times, 5 times faster.
You've used all your English for today. That's your free subscription of English has hit its limit. You have to pay for the premium version.
It's when I go to Europe and they're like, oh, we'll teach you a bit of German. I'm like, teach me a bit of English first.
Literally.
I can't even speak my own language, let alone another one.
Literally me learning Dutch. I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm learning Dutch. And then it's like, I can't even speak English properly. Never mind Dutch.
Oh my Dutch.
But yeah, it's, I don't know. I kind of feel like when I'm doing work, I like to have something on in the background just as like, just noise. But it has meant that I have watched way too many shows over the last kind of, I would say, year and a half.
I've done the same.
Like I've watched the entirety of Steven Universe, which is like 5 seasons. Bear in mind, they're like 10-minute episodes each, so you can get through like 6 in an hour.
Well, hold on. I've started watching Supernatural, and I'm currently on season 6. They're an hour long.
Yeah,
they're an hour long each.
I don't even know how far along I got in Supernatural before I just went, I'm giving up. Like, I think they'd moved to like their secret bunkery place? ?
Oh, God knows. I ever so often I'm doing work and then I'm watching it and I'm like, Google, what does this mean?
What the
and
fuck
it's
is
like,
going on
oh,
here?
and they're like, this is explained in season 7. Oh, okay, no, get rid of it. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm starting to lose track now, but it's something to watch in the background.
Yeah.
And I to be honest, I do hope that people are going to listen to this, and like, you don't have to listen to it fully. You don't have to sit down and go, I'm going to write notes on every little thing
don't do
you
that.
say.
Do not do that.
I'm hoping that people do sit down, have this on the background, and just imagine two random people chatting shit, supposed to be talking about Kink, but end up just talking about random episodes they've watched, random stuff they've watched, and
of course,
just having fun. And to be honest, sometimes you just need something on in the background that's going to cheer you up, and then maybe give you something interesting for you to Google later, and hopefully not give you spoilers into a later episode.
Literally,
you never know.
Because like the other thing is, we have to use a lot of buzzwords. Buzzwords help the algorithm. And with
we? Oh,
I don't know. Do we? I never really paid attention to any of that shit. No, but like I've been watching The Amazing Digital Circus. There we go. That'll get us views.
Ooh.
Very good. Episode 8. Oh, what a plot twist. That was incredible. Can't believe I have to wait 3 months for the last episode.
Excuse me, just wait a moment. I'm still finishing Supernatural. That's next on the list. You can't spoil anything for me yet.
I'm not spoiling. Like, those that have watched it will know what I'm on about. And those that haven't, go watch the show. It's like, if you have Netflix, it's on Netflix. If you have YouTube, it's on YouTube. It's one of the weirdest deals that I ever saw.
So what are the buzzwords that are really popular at the moment?
Well, with how fresh Amazing Digital Circus is, I think that would probably be a big one for the nerdier of the audience.
Should we say Darklands 10 times, and then let's hope that gets some attention? I'm pretty
sure we've already said it 10 times at this point.
I think we have. I'm trying to think of anything else. Should we just say Amp and Christopher 100 times?
Yeah,
that might give us something.
Mass Paloma's Pride.
That will help.
Fulsome. Fulsome, that's another buzzword.
What about Tozer? What about Pup Tozer? It is quite popular. We could potentially say that 100 times. That might help.
I do not think I've heard of that pup.
Oh, you should do, because I've sent you their stuff, because they might be a guest on a later episode.
Let me check my notes. Yes, you have.
Yeah, I have.
Notes. Yeah.
I haven't heard of that name before. Oh,
yeah.
I have heard that name. It's on my notes. We are trying to give hints as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to give hints.
Meanwhile,
I'm trying to think.
The guy that's showing off his title of blue badge holder. It's just memory issues, brain problems.
Oh, it's fine. Oh, I'm trying to think of anyone. Chipper. We say that 10 times, we might get a bit of attention. He's got very good education on his website. Not website, on TikTok.
Yeah.
Look, I'm even having memory issues now.
Sorry, it's kind of like it's an effect where people I'm talking to, they passively get my disability. It's like a passive.
It's contagious. It's contagious.
It's contagious.
As you listen,
fire wrong.
As you listen to this episode, you will forget what you're doing.
It's like just general hypnosis.
Yeah, maybe we could. Oh, that would be a good episode, wouldn't it? Get someone on about hypnosis.
Ooh, yeah. Well, we just have them hypnotize you into just gooning for the entire episode.
I am not going to say no to that. That's an easy episode for me. I don't have to think. I just goon. Saying gooning 100 times, that might work.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll just turn your microphone down a little bit so it can just be heard. That's me getting the first pop up to say save regularly. So that's 20 minutes.
Oh, that's 20 minutes. Oh, well, in all fair. in all fairness, turning down my microphone would not be a bad idea for most episodes. But yeah, I hope that actually after this 20 minutes that you've got to learn a bit more about us. But I think we've neglected a bit of a topic on our lives, not just generally. We talked about generally. We pretty much sit and watch TV most of the time, and we're
literally
both chaotic. We're both chaotic fiends, but really we haven't talked much about our kink identity. And I think a lot of the guests and a lot of people we'll have on will obviously delve into their kink identity, because we are, I think, mainly focused on, I think we are, we never know, we're mainly focused on the kink and queer aspect of life. God.
Yeah.
Life. God, I just, you know, when you say life and then your brain just goes, what is life?
My brain is just gone to the world, the universe, and everything.
Yeah, my brain just went there. Isn't it? What is it? 42?
It is 42.
Hey, I know my
pop galaxy culture references. Yeah.
Yeah, I know my pop culture references. Anyway, but no, we haven't really delved into our kink identities. So, Dax.
That's me.
What
you want me to follow on from that? Shit, sorry.
No, it's fine. I can come up with a question very quickly. It's fine. I can be quick-witted. Dax, what would you say is the biggest kink, or what would you say is your, if we looked at a Venn diagram of your kink identity, what takes up most of the space?
Ooh, okay. It's a kind of hard one, because there's a few that I would
in a gapey hole.
Yeah, no, there's a few that I would kind of put close to the center, and that would probably be like leather, latex. I'd say like water sports, bareback, that sort of thing. But I think the one that would sit kind of first and foremost for me, which is a bit of a strange one to have as someone who's more subby than dominant, would be sadism.
I think you missed one.
Did I? Oh, well, yeah, obviously pup play, but I kind of figured that was a given that I'm pup Dax, the kind of latex leather pup.
Yeah. Considering that on Instagram your photo explaining who you are is you as a pup, but sometimes you need to explain these things. Sometimes you need to say.
To be fair, yeah. Sorry, I kind of thought pup play was just kind of the given one of the base layer, as it were. But is
it a kink anymore? Is it really a kink anymore? Is it so conventional that it's not a kink anymore? That's the question.
That's the kind of thing that I feel like it's ingrained in part of my identity now, rather than just, you know, on a list of kinks. I generally don't list pup play on a list of kinks, because I see it as more of part of my identity. There's me when I'm not a pup, and then there's pup Dax. And I think the two are an amalgam, I would say, but they both have their own kind of, they're kind of separate entities as well.
Dax pulled out a dictionary for that word.
I did not.
An amalgam.
I have a degree. Not that I use it
in something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a degree in something that I don't really
I have a degree in
to anything I do anymore.
It's fine.
I can say amalgam.
Yeah, I can say amalgam. No, because amalgam is something that you needed for biochemistry. So yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're making up your gels, I never want to make gel ever again. But yeah, so what about you? What is your kind of Venn diagram of your kinks?
Oh, well, It changes quite a lot, really. I think it depends on moods and depends on where I am in my life at the moment. So everyone's like, "Oh, pup play," and like you, it's sort of just ingrained now.
Yeah.
It, it, I love the idea of it, but for me, it's more about primal play,
Okay.
than pup play. Uh, the primalistic intention, the primalistic acts. Um, it's we'll have to get someone on the podcast to talk about prime play, because I could talk about it for ages, but it'd be really nice to bounce off someone who else is primal, because it's not really talked about very often, but it's sort of giving into that inner primal side and playing around with that. So I think primal's a big one for me. Bareback as well is a big one for me. I bondage was one that I started off in. That's
Okay.
why a lot of my stuff is grey coded. But to be honest, nowadays I'm a bit out of practice rigging myself, and I just don't have much compatibility with a lot of riggers that I know nowadays. So I don't really engage in that anymore, and I have to have a lot of trust to do that, because knowing how to rig has now made me more conscientious of when people do it to me.
Absolutely.
And also, I lost feeling in my arm once. I've still got a bit of nerve damage from suspension. No one's fault. It happens. Risk management. It happens. It was all fine. But yeah, it's something that I'm a bit more aware of now, and I think that puts a bit of prevention on. Water sports is one that I enjoy, but time and place, trying to
Yes.
find a space to do it in is very difficult. And you talk about it, and then you go to your bedroom and you're like, please don't piss everywhere. It means I have to do cleaning up. I don't want piss everywhere.
Yeah.
But when the space and time, it's really hot to do. Yeah, there's quite a few things that I enjoy. I wouldn't say there's really a main one all the time. There isn't like a main front, but there definitely is a lot of ones that come to the front depending on the situation, the person, time, place, and everything else like that. Did that answer the question? Oh, God knows if I answered the question.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know anything about kind of primal play. So that's a new one for me. That's something that I've learned.
Yeah.
And, if we learn as we go, isn't that kind of part of the podcast? Question mark.
I don't know. I'm just sitting here
Who knows?
going, I'm sitting here looking at my plants going, oh shit, I need to water them at some point in time. They're starting to flower. I need to water those plants. If no one knows or hasn't read my thing, I'm also turned into a bit of a plant gay. I've got many plants. Dax knows this. I've spent quite a lot of money on plants. I propagate a lot of my plants as well. They are my children. And I look at them and go, oh, they look unhappy. I need to go and take care of them. I'm going to have to put a screen up so I don't do that during every podcast going, oh shit, sorry, I need to go water.
I mean, fair,
that's another part of me.
You've got your plants. I've got my cats. I am crazy cat gay. I know it seems a bit weird, a pup having cats, but yeah, I have my babies, and I'm actually surprised we've not heard Sobe yet. I actually don't know where he is, which is a bit concerning. But he'll be in the flat somewhere.
On fuck you, Dad. You're not giving me attention. I'm going to go piss off somewhere else.
Yeah, he's a great boy. He's really well behaved, but he does have the tendency, if he's bored, and doesn't want to play with the plethora of toys that he has, he will just decide to cry around the flat because he's like, I'm bored, nobody loves me. And it's like, Sobes, you literally get cuddled like a teddy bear every night at bedtime. Like, I don't know why you're complaining, but yeah, cats, who'd have them?
Doesn't that sound like most pups in the community, though?
Literally, right?
Give
So
me
needy.
attention.
Give me attention.
So needy.
I might actually.
I want.
I think we should change it from pup play to Tinkerbell play, because Tinkerbell, if she didn't get attention, she literally died, and a lot of pups are quite. They're that extra.
Yeah, but in a nice way. It's a very cute and playful way. I enjoy it. It's when puppies like I like pouring at me, and like the puppy play, and they're pouring at me like I want attention. It is very cute.
One of my favorite things is like the amount of pups at Darklands that they'll just like, you'll give them a little pup wave. They're like, "Can I give you head scratches?" And it's like, of course. Like, I'll never say no to that.
Can I boop you? Boop. Boop. The amount of boops that were going around, it's like a handshake, isn't it? It's like a handshake for pups. If no one knows, it's like it's not no longer nice to meet you. It's boop 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 boop, and that is the puppy greeting. You can either boop your snoots together or use your finger, one finger, index finger, boop. It's a puppy greeting. It's been declared here. It's the new puppy greeting, a boop.
Yeah. Well, you've got the puppy wave, which is kind of where you, I don't know how you quite describe it. You kind of curl your fingers into your palm and you kind of just wave. I don't know why I'm waving, as if you can actually see what I'm doing.
I know, I'm doing the exact same thing. It's the sign language for yes.
Okay.
So it's closed hand and then move your fist forward. It's I believe it's a sign for yes.
The more you know. I just kind of learned it at Darklands, and it's just kind of how I've greeted pups when I'm walking past.
Of all the puppies saying yes, is that what we've learned today? Is that a puppy hello is yes?
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's quite cool. That's interesting. Anyway, going back on the next other thing is that obviously we've talked a lot about a lot of stuff, and my brain has just had a brain fart.
I was going to say that's quite an interesting sentence you just said.
Yeah, it's an interesting sentence. It has no meaning.
Did you break the dictionary out for that one?
I broke the dictionary on that one. I bet you now had a sound effect to the end of that joke, and then I will listen to it back and go, "Fuck you."
I've actually not used my soundboard yet.
I've reminded them of the soundboard.
I've been good so far.
Oh, this is what I mean by needy puppies. They just want to hit all the buttons to play with everything.
I have 15 buttons to press.
Oh God. Oh, well, I'll hear a sound effect soon. What I was going to say is that we've talked about a lot about, and my mouth has now stopped working. But we've talked a lot about our kinks. We've talked a lot about what we do now and who we are now. But really, we haven't sort of talked about where we have been. Does that make sense? Like where did we start? What has happened to us to become, the two old men in the Muppets in the booth chatting shit?
Yeah. God, where do I start?
We'll start at the beginning. I know we're not very logical people, and we're probably both slightly ADHD and like to go everywhere, or at least neurospicy.
Yeah, of course.
But let's try and start from the beginning. Let's just see where it goes. We'll be an hour in and we'll still be talking about our life story, probably.
So I was born in the far off year of...
You don't need to go that far back. You know that meme where it's like, what year were you born?
Oh, see, I love those. And it's like anyone that is born in like the 1900s, they just get like Jurassic Park or like the Egyptian pyramids or the wheel being invented. Like they get some shit like that.
Okay, so that's when were you born?
1997. Literally. Yeah, the far off year of 1997. So I am literally on the very start, I guess, of Gen Z.
Yeah, I think you are, actually.
It's that
I don't get it.
weird kind of period where, like, I think most places that I've seen say Gen Z starts at 97. Some places say it starts in 2000. So there's this weird 3-year gap where it's like, I'm an honorary member of the Black Eyed Peas. Not really sure.
So what I've learned is, do you remember 9/11?
Vaguely. I remember it
this is the thing.
But like, I also remember my parents doing their very best to try and shield me from it because, yeah, it was horrific.
Yeah, it's horrific. But people say if you can remember 9/11, you're not Gen Z.
I mean, I was
because it's
4.5 when it happened.
Yeah, but they say if you've got some memory of it, you're not of total memory, but you've got some. You remember that day because it's such a memorable day and such change that they say that's the key date.
I don't remember the day, as it were. I just remember the kind of reactions around it and the kind of fallout after it. Because my sister was born in the December of 2001. And I remember going to the hospital to see her. So I kind of remember that time period. But I think I remember going to see her more than I remember kind of 9/11 because obviously my sister's birth was more important to my life. I know that sounds horrible, but I was too young to kind of know what was going on. And again, my parents tried to kind of shield me from that because
in that time of life,
they want to shield you from the big bad world, especially with that sort of stuff, because that's traumatizing.
Or I know Reese is going to hate me. Or some people thought the world was going to end and decided that they were going to how do I put this in a way that I know Reese won't kill me for? Copulate? Was that a nice word?
Interesting.
So there's some people
that thought the world was going to end and then decided to bump uglies.
Yes. And some people are 9/11 babies. Yeah. And
nice.
And guess who I know that is?
I'm gonna have to guess your partner, Reese.
Yeah. So yeah, God, how we got on that topic. But yeah, supposedly Reese was born because of such a horrific event, which is sometimes important to know. Well, we're going to talk about stuff in our lives where it's not always gone well. I'm sure we will. And there'll be times where someone will get a violin out. Probably Dax will play a violin while I talk about stuff.
Oh, do I have a violin button?
I was waiting for that. That was your cue, and you didn't cue it.
I don't have. No, I don't have that button.
But yeah, we are going to talk about obviously some topics that may be a bit more sad or a bit more controversial.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that there are always positives that you can learn from stuff that has not worked well or is very negative or has been the worst thing possible.
Of course.
There are always positives out of something negative. We're always learning. We'll always make mistakes. We'll probably make mistakes on this podcast.
Constantly.
I know I will, because constantly. But the thing is it'll be, for you, it's coming in, listening, and taking those and learning. But let's go back to Dax being a potentially Gen Z baby.
A decrepit old man. So born in the far off year of 1997. Fairly normal childhood, I would say. It was Yeah, I mean it's Scotland, so as good as things can be in this land.
Oh,
And
I'm holding back.
I didn't really start exploring kink until I was, God, like early 20s. I had sex and stuff, and was very adamant about bareback from kind of 17. But I would say I didn't really start exploring kind of other aspects of kink until I was in my 20s. And I got my first latex suit when I was 21. I got it from Latex 101 because one of the kind of production sites was just the town over from mine. So it was literally a short train ride, go to their little office, get myself measured up, pick the design, pick the colors, and then wait for it. And sadly, because of the horrible thing that was Brexit, it ended up that they then, as soon as I arrived, like as soon as the latex suit arrived, they were like, okay, we hope you enjoy, we're moving to Germany. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. So there was no more made to measure stuff for me. But kind of from there,
I could just imagine, just going back, I can imagine you on that train, like the first time. You mean like you've done a bit of kink.
Yeah.
You're going to get your first latex suit measured.
Yeah.
Do you mean like what was that like? Because I can imagine, I know from my experiences going to like first events on trains, it can be really daunting. But did you find the same, or were you just like, I really want this?
I don't know, because sorry, it's a weird one for me because like I'm very used to, if there's something I want to do, because I'm a bit neurospicy, if there's something that I want to do, I will kind of throw myself at it. Dark bands, for instance. So I got that latex suit, started posting on Instagram, and somebody had said to me, hey, you should check out Darklands. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Bought my tickets and everything. I didn't do a lot of research into it. I just went, oh, it's a kink festival. Cool. That'll be a good place to learn. And then just went for it. And, there's doing like local events, like, if there's like pup meetups, or there's like fetish nights at certain bars and clubs. Didn't do any of that. I just went straight to Darklands. And that is like throwing yourself in the deep end of a pool. But I definitely think like
people who don't know, we've talked about Darklands and we haven't really explained what it is, but it's like one of the biggest like kink festivals in the world, really.
Oh yeah,
I would have to say. It's like tens of thousands of people come to that.
Oh, it's huge. And I had not been to any kink events before that. I'd been clubbing and things before, but you don't usually expect people to fuck on the dance floor of a club.
Or you go to the bar and next thing you know, someone's fucking at the bar. Do you mean it can be quite intense, really?
It's very intense. But the thing that I remember from being on that train was a mix of excitement and what am I getting myself into? Because obviously I'd been on the Latex 101 website and had communication with them. They were like, okay, you can come in and get measured. This is the address, yada, yada, yada. I used to be very naive, and I could have been walking into a trap. I was just going to some random place in a town over from mine to get measured up for a suit.
So you was naive, or you still are naive?
I have my wits about me now, but I mean, I still make bad choices to this day, and I always will. I always will.
You decided to come on a podcast with me and me to be your co-host.
See, bad choices.
I'll agree.
No, I'm totally kidding. You know that.
I know.
But yeah, so like after I got the suit, it took a while for it to arrive, and it was because one of the colors that I originally wanted, they didn't have. So it was one of those where I was like, okay, I'll change to this one just because I wanted it a bit sooner. So I originally went with orange and a kind of silver color. But I
did you go for the hexadecimal color of orange that you wanted?
No, because they didn't have hexadecimal options available.
If they had hexadecimal options available, would have you done it?
What is it? EC 5800. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
it's EC 5800. If I could have, yes, I absolutely would have, but I don't believe they had that as an option. Just punched my microphone. Sorry. So instead, I went with black and just the kind of orange that they were offering, which is a nice orange anyway.
Yeah,
and it was great.
Orange is going to be the bane of my life.
Yeah, of course it is. It's my favorite.
That EC, I like. Oh my god, it's starting to ingrain in my brain.
That's part of the Dex brand. It gets stuck in your head, and then I take over your brain, and then you turn into a gooding mess. Hooray!
Yay! Wins around.
But no, in all seriousness, it was a really enjoyable experience. The guys there were absolutely fantastic. And when I got my suit, I was very happy with it. I got to wear it to Darklands the next year. I met a bunch of awesome people at Darklands. I started learning more about, obviously, latex, leather, water sports, all the stuff that I was kind of interested to begin with, that kind of developed them a bit further. I started learning about new ones like bondage and things. I would love to get tied up. The problem is that I'm a little bit too arthritic. I started learning about fisting as well. Haven't been able to take a fist yet myself, but I have been a fisting top a few times, and I have enjoyed it because I've got fairly dainty little hands. So it's quite good for hands. Yeah, good for beginners. And kind of like from there, I've done Darklands pretty much every year it's been on. I missed last year, but that was a kind of finances thing, and between jobs and all of that nonsense. And then obviously done this year. This year I didn't really take my health into account and pushed myself way too far. But like every year I go, I learn a little bit more about myself and kind of like what my own limits are, what I enjoy a little bit more, because I feel like kinks are very much like your tongue, your taste palette changes over time. So things that I found absolutely disgusting when I was younger, like when I was younger, I didn't enjoy broccoli or anything, and now I'm like, ooh, broccoli.
Broccoli.
So it's things like that where I definitely think my tastes have kind of changed from, initially I was all about latex. And then it wasn't until kind of 2021, 2022 where I was like, okay, pup play is quite interesting. And then I kind of went into that. And
sometimes you fall back as well, don't you? You look at stuff and you start trying stuff. You go, oh, it's maybe not for me. Or you start something and you go, oh, I really like this. And then it changes, and then you enjoy that for a little while, and then you go, oh, actually, I haven't done this in a little while. Oh, I really enjoy that again. It's never a clean cut. People do the BDSM test online. Have you done that one?
Yeah, I do that every few years just to see what's changed. Because obviously things do change.
Yeah, they do change. And it's just really funny because I see people do it and it's like, these are my kinks and fetishes that I'm interested in. And I'm like, you did this in 2021. It's 2026 now.
That's all 5 years ago. I know.
That's a whole 5 years ago. And I'm like, it can really change. I've known people who are submissive who are now really dominant. I know people who really love pup play and now don't want anything to do with it, and they've gone to leather or latex. It does change, and you have entry level kinks, stuff that maybe has. I think when someone says entry level kink or fetish, to me, it's sort of the things that have a lower risk and are more affordable to get into. To say,
yeah, I would kind of agree with you there, but I'd also like. There's some that I think are entry level kinks, and it is because they're affordable or very low cost. But I also think there's other kinks that are entry level, and it is because they're very niche.
Yeah,
it's like
I think you do have those. Yeah,
it's one of those kinks that, you know, they've kind of, it's been in the back of their mind for a while, and then they're like, ah, fuck it, I'll just try it, sort of thing.
Yeah,
I think like
because so I think pup play goes into the sort of affordability and easiness to go into. Of it, that would be my. It's very much a lot of people get into the kink community through pup play. For me, that niche one I would say is water sports. I know it's not very niche.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
But it's that thing, something innate in someone's mind where I want to try this, and then once they try that, it then opens a doorway. I've had many people who've come to me and said, "Oh, I'd like to try water sports. I know that you like it." They've done it, and the next thing you know, they're 2 years down the line, they're in a full leather bluff. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's gone off onto a tangent. So there are things that are entry level, and I think a lot of people get in that way, but you don't have to.
I agree that there is certain things that, you know, might be an entryway, but like my kind of initial entryway to like the bigger world of kink was latex, which I don't think is probably the best idea because it's not exactly one of the affordable ones. I can't even remember how much I spent, but that was a full latex catsuit. So like it's a lot of material.
And it'd be a lot more nowadays as well.
Well, yeah.
If you're going to do that, yeah.
And then I decided that I was going to then get into leather, which is even more expensive.
Yeah. Oh.
And like one of the
unless you buy secondhand.
Well, yes, because my leather trousers were secondhand and they were a really good price. The problem is that my leather hood and my leather harness, they were bought brand new by a company that doesn't exist anymore. And it makes me really sad because like I absolutely loved their leather products, and like the Dax hood is now one of a kind, unfortunately. So not going to see any others like
you are one of a kind.
I know, thanks, babes.
Darling, you are one of a kind. Thank you, darling.
Extra sucky for you. But yeah, it's I think everyone kind of has their own kink journey, and whether you do the deep end dive like I done, where you go straight for something, you know, very niche like latex. Or, well, I don't know why I'm saying latex is niche. I think it's niche because of the price of it. Whether you go down the niche route or you kind of just, you know, swim upstream from, you know, lower risk like water sports up to the kind of more deviant kinks, as it were, like fisting and that, then yeah, I definitely think everyone has their own journey. So what about yourself?
So I think I was it's hard because I think I was actually into it a lot younger than I think. So I remember when I had a boyfriend that I was quite close with when I was about 17. And I can remember us doing stuff like sniffing socks.
What do you mean? That's very gay.
Yeah, you got me.
No, but I understand that. Yeah, I was the same.
Yeah, and I'm sort of like, oh, actually, maybe I was in it before. But to be honest, what I say is my actual start of seeing my identity was when I moved away from home when I was 18. I went straight into an apprenticeship. Okay. I met someone on Grindr who's well known in the scene today.
Isn't Grindr killer?
I'm not going to tell you who it is, but we might have them on as a guest, and they can talk about it from their perspective.
So not anyway, the Grindr killer.
No, and they can rip me to shreds because
kinky.
I sort of, they're now a title holder as well. Okay. but obviously I'm European, and they've got a country type, not country title, but a country. Do you mean? And they've just got one recently, so I sort of not surpassed them, but I sort of went hello, goodbye, and went vroom. And they keep bullying me about it and going, well, you did all this because you spoke to me on Grindr, and that's why you've done all this now. And I'm like, oh no, don't say that. But anyway, so I met
you done the dad going to the shop for the milk.
Yeah. Well, I ended up being the son, and then the son went off for the milk, it seems like.
No.
So anyway, I still chat to them. I get on with them very nicely, but they do have that joke of, oh, stab. But yeah, I met them. I didn't really meet them. I just chatted to them a lot on Grindr. And then I went for a tour around Europe for my 19th birthday. Went around Europe. I went to some shops. I went to Gear Berlin. I got a puppy t-shirt because I was too scared to get a hood. Which I got anxiety, and I think I was a bit anxious of doing it, and I wasn't sure. Do I put this in my luggage? Anyway, so I came back from that holiday, and then I went to London the end of March. And there was Gear London back then. Doesn't exist anymore.
No,
but
I know.
We used to have Gear London. And I got my first hood from there. And then went to my first event. Then met people, found a community I was living in Slough at that time. God.
Oh,
Slough.
God. Yeah.
If anyone knows Slough, it's where The Office was filmed, and it is a hellhole. It is awful. But anyway, I found people in Berkshire, which sounds more posh. Technically, Windsor has an SL postcode, so I sounded posh when I moved to Berkshire near Windsor. So I'll say that from now on. But there was a lot of people in that area, mainly from Reading, that were kinky. Ended up moving there, meeting more and more people. Ended up running my own social event, then running a community interest company, getting a title. And it all just sort of snowballed from there, really. It was just too anxious to get my first hood. And then went, fuck it, I have some money in the bank account. I'm in London. Let me go and have a look. Fuck, I'm going to buy that one. And that was it, really. It just all snowballed.
Okay.
I sort of went into it quite quick, maybe too quick. I think if I went back, I would have maybe have held on the brakes a bit longer and not have done everything as quickly. Because look, I feel I'm old. I'm 26. I'm not that old, but
you're not as old as me.
No, but for me, it's going 26, saying, "Oh, I was a European title holder." Doesn't seem bad, but actually, when you think about it, it was 4 years ago that I got the European title.
Yeah.
And that was 22 at the time.
Yeah.
I just turned 21. I was 22. And to be a European title holder at 22 is a lot. It's a lot.
Oh, God, yeah. I think being a title holder at any age is a big responsibility, but especially if you're younger, then yeah.
I think being a title holder at any age is hard.
Yeah.
I think being a young title holder is quite hard because you've got people that you're representing who can be 20 years older than you.
Yeah.
And that's very difficult to do. And doing that on a national level is very hard.
Oh, God, yeah.
Not to toot my horn, but to do it at a European level,
yeah,
at such a young age, is I think if I went back in time, I wouldn't change it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But if I went back in time, I wish I'd have had a bit more of a stable income, a bit more experience under my belt, and then done it. But to be honest, it's opened doors. It's allowed me to meet you and other people. So I can't say anything wrong. So I just had Reese message me going, "Hi, I'm back home. I flashed the lights to say I'm home." Like, I'm having an epileptic fit now. You started flashing all the lights. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, I feel that because like as part of your title holder duties, you're kind of expected to go to events around Europe, aren't you?
Yeah, I was really.
So that's a lot of pressure.
So I tried to do a lot in the UK because we hadn't, at the time that I had the title, we hadn't really had a European title holder for a few years in the UK.
Yeah.
And I was also the first. So there wasn't much. I had to set an expectation, but there wasn't an expectation for me to do a whole load of shit. And I ended up actually doing a whole load of shit. But I just tried to do a lot in the UK and tried to support the UK a lot. But yeah, I went to Cologne in Germany. I went to Vienna in Austria. I went to Maspalomas, Gran Canaria. I went to Prague in the Czech Republic. I went to Brussels in Belgium. Obviously did Darklands for my step down.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. I was supposed to go to a few more, but I had a medical issue, so I had to just rein it back. But I did try to go to quite a few places during my... I went to Amsterdam for Amsterdam Pride. I went to the Crash stage as well.
Yeah.
So I also went to Ireland. I went to Dublin.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I've really tried to travel as much as I could. Obviously, money constraints, health issues. But yeah, you're not expected. There's no expectation per se. There's no rule book saying you have to. But I think there's this sort of drive to go and do as good as you can and try and show people and try and meet people and try and help people. And especially being the first one, you're sort of going, hello, this title is this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come run for it, or look, and also handler title. Not in Europe, it's handlers aren't as, they are a bit more now, but handlers, especially a few years ago, weren't a thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's very few, and people were like, what's a handler? What does it mean? And trying to set that expectation as well on top of doing your title, it's quite a lot. And to be honest, I still struggle with what a handler is. For me, I just find it's anyone who's a caretaker, dominant, or someone who just looks after a puppy, whether that's alpha, beta, dom, handler, trainer. It is a very complex world. And I hope we'll get someone else on as well to and do a proper episode on pup play. But it is...
Yeah.
Pup play is simple in a sense. The definition of pup play is simple, but there's so many caveats and there's so many different ways of doing it, which you try and encompass that all when you're representing the community.
It's like, it's a big task for anyone, but especially someone that's, you know, early 20s, having to represent not just their own country, but their whole continent is a big task.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a bit of a breakdown afterwards, so it was fine in the end.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change it. I do wish I had a bit more experience under my belt, but I wouldn't change it really.
And I mean, that's fair.
That's fair. You're like, where do I go from now?
I'm like, oh God, like, here's me just being like, I'm just a little goblin and just throw myself at the wall sometimes. And then you're like,
yeah,
I had all this responsibility and it was so difficult. And I'm just like, I can't relate. Yeah. I'm sorry.
It was sort of, I put the responsibility on myself a lot of the time. I wanted to do well. And,
of course.
It is a really fun thing to do. I feel there is a lot of improvement needed generally in our community, and I feel that title holders can do some of that good.
Yes.
Do they all the time? Maybe not.
Well,
maybe.
yeah.
But I think there's a way to do it. I don't think even being a previous title holder, being 26 now, being in the community for 7 years, I still don't have any answers of what a title holder should be. I've got some idea. I've got my own viewpoint.
Yeah.
But I don't really have an answer to it. And I don't have any answers to the general community because everyone wants something totally different. And that is totally fair. And I feel that really that's what makes a community. Everyone has a different viewpoint. And that's why I want so many people on here as well, because every viewpoint is really informative.
Of course. I've found that there's a wide variety within the community of different perspectives. And there's some people that see being part of the community as like one of the most important things to their identity. And then there's other people that, they say it's a nice to have. Like, and it's that kind of variability that I think is really interesting, because I just like hearing everyone's kind of experiences and their thoughts on kink and fetish and the wild world of it all, as it were.
And on the topic of water sports, it's time for my section. Took me a few times to realise that we're still recording while I was peeing, but luckily the mic wasn't anywhere near. So what we're going to try...
The mic wasn't anywhere near.
Oh, unfortunately for some, yeah. Now, each week we're going to try and do... there's two sections. We've got my section and we've got Dax's section. So after the break, we come back. We have me and then Dax leads their section. My section is educational. Yay! Everyone loves education. Let's go back to school. We've even got sound effects. Our budget is going up.
I'll make a soundboard specifically for the show.
Yay! So this one's called Deviant Download. The education is called Deviant Download. We'll post on Instagram and TikTok, hopefully, some short little bits of education where you don't have to watch the full episode. You can either come straight to this point or you just read what's on Instagram. And I try to choose a topic that will be related to the guests each week. For this week, I thought let's start off with a very broad topic of what is kink and fetish. So I don't know, do you want me to start off with a bit on this, or do you want to have a chip in with your little opinion? What do you think, Dad?
I'm happy for you to lead it, and I'll chip in if I see an opportunity.
Oh, okay, that's totally fine. I like it when I have full control. My dominant side comes out.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm getting shivers as we talk about this. Let's get into our education. I'm in control. No.
He's pitching a tent.
Ooh. So, for me, I try to teach a lot about the fundamentals. What is kink and fetish? Because even in our conversation on our podcast, we're going to maybe muddle them up and not actually be clear on what is a kink and what is a fetish, because it's just in our native language. So it's never really been properly defined in our in general society. So really, for me, a kink is something that we do. It's an action. It's an action that gains us gratification, something that we engage in, gives us pleasure. This could be putt play, getting into headspace, being handled. It could be impact play. It could be a flogger, a paddle. it can be a power exchange dynamic. It's all the things that you engage in, an action or an activity which gains you pleasure. While fetish, on the other hand, is sort of close, but it's more of the attraction to an item, object, material, body part. So we're talking about a leather, rubber, neoprene, boots, feet, socks, huge dicks, all those sorts of things. That's what a fetish is. It's an attraction to an object, material, body part, or item. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Makes sense. Oh, that's fine. I'm really good at doing this education part, aren't I? Maybe we should just do a sub podcast where it's just me talking about education for an hour. People would love it, wouldn't they? No, they wouldn't. They'd hate it.
Good bedtime material.
So, yeah, good bedtime material. They'll be asleep within 10 minutes. But obviously, they're very closely related. And also, like, you can be attracted to socks, but you have the kink for sniffing socks. So they are so close related. And that's why sometimes in our common language, we'll muddle each of them up. But it's really important to know the distinction of them. And a lot of people say they're sexual. Would you say they're sexual?
To a degree, yes.
You'd agree, yes. Well, for me, it's not always, because gratification isn't always a sexual aspect. Would you say?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because you can get gratification from painting an art piece. I'll get gratification from doing my plants. It's the same way that people get into puppy headspace and they might just get gratification from being free or being allowed to do stuff or changing that headspace, going into a flow state. Some people may have the enjoyment and gratification from a flow state.
Yep.
So for everyone, it's always different. They get gratification out of a different way. The only reason that it's different from what we would say art and doing plants is that it's generally deemed societally as unconventional. Mm-hmm. So it's not something that would often be seen. The question does become, like we talked about earlier, is that does pup play become so conventional that it's no longer a kink? Within certain communities, certain aspects and certain kinks, what we would call kinks and fetishes, are normalized. So it is so variable. What is a kink? What isn't a kink? What is a fetish? What isn't a fetish? That it's really fascinating to understand, but I'm definitely not going to be able to answer all of it within 10 minutes or so. Dax, did you have any questions or any input on what you felt kink and fetish?
Yes, actually. So going back to my old show, where I interviewed the wonderful Dr. Richard Sproat, the research that he's been doing, was talking about how kinky is more of a identity at this point rather than just a label, because kink is so varied and so personal to people that they see it more as a kind of sexual identity rather than a label that they would say, oh, I'm kinky. And the whole reason for that is that their kinks can be so ingrained into what they like and what they do that it is essentially a part of them. And sometimes it's not sexual, as you've already discussed. It's not entirely, I'm doing this for sexual gratification. Sometimes it even blurs the lines of sexual identity, where in some of the research that he done, we saw people that are straight identifying involving themselves in kink play with same-sex members. And it was purely for the social aspect of it. It wasn't a sexual nature.
And some people do it with people of the same sex because they don't care about the sex; they care just about the action.
That's it. That's exactly it.
And they can get sexual gratification with someone of the same sex by not having sex, but engaging in a kink activity, which just then it just adds layers on layers where it's like, it's such a fascinating topic. We won't be able to talk about it all now, but
oh God, no.
It's just sort of opening your eyes and saying, what is a kink? What is a fetish? What actually goes on? How do you, the question for me, for you as the audience would be, how do you get gratification from your kinks and fetishes? Is it one thing? Is it just sexual? Is it community? Is it more about connection? Is it more about feeling your body? Is it escapism? What is really gratification in kink and fetish for you? That would be my take home for if you wanted one take home from this Deviant download.
And I think that's pretty powerful. Personally, for me, I would say it's my word of the day, amalgam.
Amalgam, yes. Go back to the amalgam.
Yeah, literally. Let's go back to that. No, because it really is like there's certain kinks that I do socially, and then there's certain kinks that I do sexually, and there's some that I do both.
Yeah.
Because like I definitely feel like leather is more of a social kink for me.
Yeah.
Mainly because like I mean I got my new leather kilt, which you got to trial at Darklands.
I did get to trial.
More on that later. But like my leather trousers, they make the kind of sexual aspect of it a little bit difficult because, you know, thick thighs and leather do not mix very well, especially when you're trying to take them off.
So, thick thighs save lives. That's the thing we do.
Literally. But like latex is one that I have done sexually quite a lot. And I definitely feel I have a stronger sexual connection to that one.
But for leather, it makes me... I was just about to say that for me, leather, it gives me a bit of power. I mean, it's not power in role power, but sort of internal power. Does that make sense? It sort of
sense.
It makes me feel more confident in myself. Also, sorry, carry on.
That's kind of how I feel with the kind of tactical stuff that I do as well. When I go like leather tactical puppy, I just feel, you know, on top of the world, and I feel like
powerful. Yeah. You sort of gain some power out somewhere. One thing that I've said, I sort of gain this internal power, but I've explained this to a few people, and people go, I'm crazy. But by wearing leather, I also feel that I gain power from the people who've worn leather in the past. So because I really like my history and everything else, those that wore leather in the past, and some who got to live on full long lives, great, I got their power. But also I feel it's really powerful for me wearing leather, knowing what happened during the HIV crisis, and those who wear leather and weren't able to live a strong, long lives. And I sort of feel that by wearing leather, I sort of gain that power to be able to present their life as well as my life.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So it's that sort of hippy dippy shit of I'm able to bring them along and be powerful because of what they'd have done, and present myself the way I want to, even though they weren't able to for as long as they should have been able to.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's actually quite cute.
Yeah. I like it. Some people think I'm crazy, but I think it's really important when you're especially going into a subculture with so much history, is knowing that history as well. And we'll have to do another episode on that. But I think the other thing, we're we're very proud of being in the kink and fetish community.
Yeah.
And I think when we're talking about what is kink and fetish, it's also being aware of the past of the terminology. So you know a bit about this as well, because you spoke to what's his name again? I've forgotten his name now. The professor,
Dr. Richard Sprout.
That's the one. Thank you very much. You'll have this a lot where I'll know what I want to say, but it doesn't come out.
That's me all the time.
That's all the time. But he talked about declassification of kink and fetish as a mental health illness.
Yes,
I believe. Yes. And he looked at DSM 5s. So what you look at to say you have this mental health issue. And essentially, isn't it? I'm not the best at explaining it, but it's a sort of a catalogue, isn't it?
In essence, yeah.
Yeah. So it was only in 2013 that kink was actually removed from mental health disorders.
Yeah, because it's very outdated. A lot of the stuff that classes as a mental disorder.
Yeah, but I think it's really, considering it was only not long ago.
That's what I'm saying.
13 years ago that it was declassified. I think it's really important to say that kink and fetish isn't wrong. As long as it's done consensually and ethically, there is nothing wrong with you.
Of course.
And I think I've done obviously a lot of outreach, and the people that feel ashamed of something that is not an issue. Do you mean it's not? It's something. It's a part of your identity. We talked about it as being part of your identity, and they feel ashamed of that. And I think it's really important to say that it isn't a problem. It isn't something that is wrong about you. As long as you're doing it consensually, ethically, that's fine. You should be proud of who you are. You should understand who you are and not push it aside, because the more that you push it aside and treat it as a problem, the more likely you will get other issues. And that's from my experience as well. The more that I repressed aspects of me, the more I didn't feel comfortable with myself, and the more I isolated myself. And the more I isolated myself, the more mental health issues I got. I got depression, my anxiety flared up. So it's really looking in yourself and being proud of who you are.
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself.
I do know what I could chat shit all day, but when it comes to an education piece, I've done it so often.
Yeah,
it's ingrained in me, but this is why it's so important to talk about education, because the more we talk about it, the more it becomes ingrained in people's minds, and it's the more that you'll remember. You might not remember what I say, but you might listen to what I say, and then listen to someone else say something slightly similar, and then someone else say something. And then that will start getting ingrained into your mind, and you'll start realizing, oh, actually, I need to do this when I'm doing road play, or I actually need to be aware of what I'm doing kink wise, and what are my kinks, and why should I be proud of my kinks? Why does it give me gratification? Because that's only going to help you grow as an individual.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I think we've come to a nice little close there. Obviously, there'll be more information on our Instagram, so make sure you follow us. So that'll be at deviant.duo.podcast. So actually, at the time of recording this, I've got my map of what I'm going to write down planned. I just need to go and design it, but it should be on there a few days after this podcast is released. So keep an eye on there. But we're gonna end on Dax. We're all going to finish on Dax. Yeah, I know. We're all going to finish on Dax. Oh, yeah, let's all finish on Dax. No, But we always did, when we were talking about planning this, we wanted to finish on something fun. We've got the serious bit. We've talked about the hosts, the guests. We'll talk about the guests, and well, you learn a bit about them, learn a bit about what they do, maybe gain some inspiration, do the education, and then finish on something that's really fun and enjoyable and leave you hopefully with a smile. So, Dax, what is your section?
That would be my dice. It's time for Dax's dice. Hooray.
Is it Dax's dice or Dax's die? Because it's not really, you've only got one, haven't you?
I mean, yeah, I have a lot. They're just in a bag.
You have a lot, yeah.
They're just in a bag
have a lot,
somewhere.
But, but technically you only thrown one die.
Just is the plural. Yeah, it's semantics at this point. It's just semantics.
It's semantics, but I really find this fascinating because people call dice a single die dice, and then they'll say dices. Do you mean? Well, actually, the plural of a die is dice. It's the plural die.
I think the plural.
I got it the wrong way around.
I think you might.
One is die.
Hold on.
Let's have a Google.
Let's have a.
D-I-E, isn't it? Oh no, it's noun.
Oh,
it refers to
one die is the singular form, and many dice is the plural form.
Yeah, many die are dice.
While die is the correct singular noun for a single small cube, dice is commonly used as a singular form in modern informal English, particularly in Australian English. However, in strict formal usage, die is singular and dice is plural.
There we go. So look, I'm coming back for education in your own section.
And ruining all the branding we've done.
Oh, I don't. We'll call it dice because it's informal. We like informal. We're not. We're not. It's all supposed to be. The podcast is supposed to be chaotic fun. Who cares at the end of the day? I'll just be pedantic.
Welcome. So we're now going to talk about Dax's dodecahedron.
Dodecahedron. Is that what you call it nowadays?
Well,
your dodecahedron.
Isn't that the 20-sided dice, which is what we will be rolling? Dodecahedron?
I think it is. It's just that it sounds like euphemism. You mean I'm going to talk about my dodecahedron?
Wouldn't like this dodecahedron.
Yeah.
The whole point of Dax's dice is it's just a little bit of fun. What this is it's a dice roll. So we will interview a guest. We'll get to this section and I will roll a dice, and based on the dice number, I will then ask them a question. If it lands on an odd number, they get a deviant question. If it lands on an even number, they get something a little bit friendlier and a little bit more... what's the word I'm looking for?
Pleasant.
Algorithm friendly, shall we say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the kind of catchline that I've got is roll it, own it, share it. The dice don't judge, and neither do we. So no matter what the question asks, it's, you kind of need to answer. Guests will be offered one skip. So you can skip a question, but it does mean you need to answer the next one. If you landed on a spicy one first, you could end up getting another spicy one that's even worse. So, it's a game of chance. So I think to start, I'm just going to ask.
Wait, you missed something.
What did I miss?
I was about to call you a good boy for doing really well at that.
What did I forget?
And then, but you're a bad boy because you forgot something. It's Dax's dice, and Dax doesn't even know what's on their dice. Go on, about the critical.
About the critical?
Critical hit.
Oh, so a 1 or a 20.
Yeah.
So, a 1 is a critical question. So That's going to be a very spicy critical question, and a 20 is a critical friendly question. So
that was wrong.
How's it wrong?
Yeah, he said 20 twice.
That is not correct.
It's spicy.
I fail.
I said one.
One was a fail, wasn't it? I thought we said one was a fail, and we're going to make them moan.
One is a critical. Oh yeah, I guess we did say that, didn't we? Sorry, my brain is mush at this point.
Bad boy.
We've been on this call for 3.5 hours, Quincy.
Oh no, imagine when we have a guest. It's going to be even worse.
My brain is mush. But yes, so on a critical fail or a 1, that will be, we have to get them to do their best moan. And on a critical 20, or a nat 20, should we say, we ask them some question. I have the list in front of me and I don't know which ones was which. Either way, they'll get something nice and it's going to be nice. If you get a critical 1, it's not going to be as nice because you're going to have to moan. And I'll be share forever.
And they'll all be shared on Instagram before this podcast actually goes out. So we are actually we're doing these a few weeks before anything that you see online. Reason is because there's a lot of editing. There's a lot of time that we've got a lot of edit, especially for this episode, because it's 2 chaotic people with no no anchor.
No and we're at 99 minutes. So
oh god.
Okay. So yeah. I'll just ask Quincy one of the questions that we have that might get asked, because we've got so many, there's 20 potential numbers on a dice. So it might get asked, it might never get asked. Who knows? That's the whole fun of it. So what is your biggest I shouldn't, but I would moment?
Literally, when I saw the proposed questions and I saw that one, I went,
you're going to get asked it.
Please. God, please don't give me that one. And I was just begging. I was begging.
Then beg.
Oh, please. No, I'm going to do it. I'll do it. So,
okay.
There's so many, and I'm trying to think of one that is fun. The thing is I don't want to give too much away. That, you know what I mean? When you're thinking of it and you're going, if I explain the story, I need to say this, and it's really like, okay,
yeah,
I'm going to try and filter this one and see if I can do it well.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm going to do it for Darklands, recent one. We'll go from there. So I was talking to someone for the whole weekend. I'm really good friends with them still, really enjoy their company. They wanted to have a bit of fun. We had a bit of fun. I relieved myself of tension. I was like, we should, you chat, and then like, should we, it was late, so we're like, should we both go home? And then I was starting to walk away, and I was like, I'm still just needing something. So I sort of said, oh no, I'm going to go back. So I went back in, wasn't really getting anything, and then ended up, while also just relieved myself half an hour later, to try and carry on being in the top position with a friend of mine, and also another friend of mine who's a very well-known gapey hole. And obviously, because I had just relieved myself, I struggled getting hard. So for me, that is my what was the I shouldn't, but I would. But I shouldn't, but I would. It's an example of I shouldn't, but I did.
Fair.
Is that enough of an answer for that?
That's fair.
I shouldn't, but I did. I made a fool of myself in front of two of my friends, one who's also very well known. I ended up being able to finish, but they recorded it because they do content. God knows if it's ever going to see the light of day. But yeah, I shouldn't, but I did. And that is story time with Quincy. Oh, you
nice.
put me into that. You really put me into that one. I bet you, if any of those three hear the podcast, they're going to message me and go, Quincy, but it was so fun. And I'm like, yes, it was. And I shouldn't have really have done it because I was exhausted and I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I shouldn't have done it.
When you started that, I was like, he's going to talk about our encounter at Darklands. And I was about to go, you fucker.
Oh, no. I should. In all fairness, no, that was a very enjoyable period on the Saturday morning.
Yeah. To be fair, like, yeah. I think if you had talked about that one, I shouldn't, but I would have been doing the horse fair.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't do it in the end.
Yeah, but you would have done it.
I would have done it.
But you would have, yeah.
I would have, but I didn't. Yeah, no, I got a bit of a reaction to my leg, and I sort of topped it out. That's for I've been wanting to do it since 2023, and it's the first year that I actually got my ticket for it. And unfortunately, I was not 100%, so I said no because I don't want a bad experience. So
that's a shame. That was my fourth horse fair. So
fourth,
yeah.
I would like to do it. Let's see how I am in 2027. Anxiety does grab me some.
I feel that.
Is grab me a word?
Grab. I think grab.
Yeah, I think grab's the word. I think anxiety grabs me a few times, and that prevents me from fulfilling some of the fantasies that I want to do.
But, I mean, that's fair. That's very common.
Yeah, very common. But in all fairness, there's a lot of times. There's a lot of times that I've gone, I shouldn't, but I did.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
So, I think after many hours of us planning, many hours of us talking, I think that has started to draw the episode to a close.
Ooh.
So,
double the time limit that we had set for it.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like, it was fun doing it. It's fun chatting. Let's not do it again. No, we're going to do it again.
Yes.
I think, do you want to say who's on the next episode, or what do you want to do? Do you want to keep it a secret? I know who's on the next episode. Do you want to keep it a secret or not?
Too. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, you literally told me. Yeah.
Oh,
we
it's good that you remembered. Good boy.
Wow.
Claim your good boy status.
Yeah, we could drop hints, and we could ask people to comment and try and figure out who it is.
Yeah. So obviously we've talked a lot because it's only recently been Darkland, so we've talked about that a lot. So they're involved in that. Do you want to give the next hint?
God, what's the hint? And won't instantly give it away. That's the real question.
Yeah.
This person's quite well known. You could say that they are the genius behind it.
Yeah, on the front level. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a bit of a sideball and go. They do a lot of content creation. In terms of they film a lot of not always fully clothed content.
Okay.
And shall I give one last hint? Or do you want to do the last one?
You can do the one last hint because I think I'll give it away.
Yeah. One last hint.
Actually, I do have one. I do have one.
Oh, do you have one? Do you have one? What was it?
They were featured in the on one of the, or they were on the screens at the midnight show on Friday and Saturday night at Darklands. They were one of the people that were dancing away.
Oh, and that I'll give my hint as well, just to add a little bit more. They'll guess it by now.
Oh, they should. They should.
They should be able to. They'll be coming on to the Deviant download to talk about rubber and TPE.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's nice. Let's see. I'm hoping that a few of those might put people questioning a little bit more. So I think they'll go, "Oh, I know who it is," and then the hint will be like, "Oh no, I'm not 100% sure now." So I think we've done well here. We've done well for once.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how we want to wrap this up because I feel bad just going, okay, bye, fuck you, see you next week.
I mean, you can usually leave it with a question. So we've kind of left them with engagement for guessing who's next on the show. But we've also got the option of just asking a question. Like, what do you expect to see from the Deviant Duo? What sort of thing would you like to see us do? Is there anyone in particular you want to see us interview? Is there a particular topic to cover? Like,
is there anyone you want to see us do? I think that's the best ending that we can have. Do you want to see us? Who are we going to do in the future? Who would you like to see us do?
That is a great question to end on. And I think with that, I have been Dax.
I've been Quincy, European Handler 2022.
Of course. I don't like the title, but I'm just gonna slide it in again. And you have been listening to the Deviant Duo.
The Deviant Duo.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.